Awake, brethren, we love you and we care about you. You are all important, as is the message that we are all responsible for in that the Bible is supernaturally changing. A lot of you know some of the painful parts of the journey that Brant and I have shared, but I am very grateful and ever so happy to report that there has been some resolve. Kat from, of course, EYA Censored and myself have now had a long verbal discussion, and I was given space to express myself on many issues. We are now at peace with one another, and that peace is established despite details that we acknowledge we are not in agreement upon for various reasons. Let that be an example of unity where both people being awake, affected, and loving Jesus has been put as the priority. And for Kat and I to achieve this, surely anyone here can. It is a beautiful example that has come to pass. And for some of you, it might even seem like nothing short of a miracle from God at this point. And I'm sure that Jesus was leading the way. Unity is one word that can mean a lot of things. So what do Brant and I mean when we call for unity in this community? Well, it is first looking at yourself and being grateful that Jesus gave you the gift through his mercy for you to be awake through this event. And then you take that personal experience and use that as reason to say, well, if I am awake because of Jesus, then so are the others who are awake. Jesus is in control of it all. So those that are passionate about this community and the message have to be viewed as chosen by Jesus. We need to respect not just them, but more importantly, respect Jesus on that decision. This is an urgent calling that we have been chosen for. Urgency demands prioritizing things, and being chosen by Jesus for inclusion in such a serious event needs to be viewed well above our own opinions of perceived sin in someone else's life. So unity then means if awake brethren want to be here in this space and join with you in speaking Bible changes, embrace it. Don't look for other reasons they might not be good enough. It also means we are called to bring some wisdom and intelligence to this situation because none of us have all of the answers. We are all needed because we have all been given something to contribute. And when we put it all together, we see things that we would not otherwise see. Unity also has to mean upstanding conduct among one another. No lies, no betrayal, no gossip, no jealousy, no competition, no name calling, no bullying, no thinking the worst of one another, no taking anyone down. We lift each other up, one direction only, up. If you have a grievance with someone, go directly to that person. And for that to work efficiently, if someone comes to you with a grievance, open the door and communicate with them. And in all of that, respect each other's time and other life burdens. Be gentle with each other. Nobody has a life that is easy with all of this information resting on their shoulders. And encourage those who seem to have left the community to return. Let them know they are important and do belong here. As such, Brant and I would like to see Nina and Jane return, and would like to see Ernie here more often. And there are a lot more missing in action. The enemy, of course, has to have people awake to be helping him with this. So, sure, some might be sent here, but we have to look at the cost when it is made a priority to be looking for them. As Brant said, it evokes a spirit of suspicion against everyone, if we do not just wholeheartedly trust who the Lord chose to wake up. Our own people have been hurt, driven out, left isolated as collateral damage to suspicion. And in that, the enemy gets satisfaction. We should want to repel his attempts to use the oldest trick in the book and divide us. Look at what we see by private invitation handed down from heaven. Of course, the enemy wants to divide us. So let's not prioritize the enemy and just do our thing, which is what we were actually called to do. We all have been worn down by the length of time this has gone on for, but maybe that is the opportunity for us to do things better from here. If we do things right and have joy amongst ourselves, that will fill us up to endure together. We don't know what is coming, but we know something is. We might need each other even more so when that happens. Brant and I were never spilling out our tears here for pity. It was the principles that mattered most. Upstanding conduct is a priority from chosen people, called for something as important as the enemy hijacking the Bible, with only us seeing it in secret. Brant and I believe that Jesus deserves that upstanding conduct from all of us. So that is why we call for it. But it is up to each individual to participate. We are only the messengers of unity.